leave. Here's the thing. So I have an idea, a film idea that I want to explore. It's a romance film. I don't generally write romance because I've never really written romance. Let me do this a bit. Control, let's yeah, let's go. Okay. So I've never really written a romance film, so it's new ground for me. But all I know about romance generally is about boy meets girl. They have some fun, and then you get the emotional heartstring things where, yeah, you don't love me, and that whole thing. And then there's the whole generic fight, and then they separate for a bit, and then comes a climax where they, I loved you all along, and they get back together, and the end. Now, that is well and good. Difference is, when I write my stories, I want there to be just more to the drama, more to the, conflict between them, not a conflict of, I don't want surface level conflict. I want deep conflict, like, clash of character arcs. One person's character prevent them from being with the other, even though they say, yeah, we love you, or most is going to be lust, but there has to be a proper clash. So, how does this sound? First act, we learn the characters separately, right? The guy is 1, 2, 3, girl is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And then they meet at the bar, a chance meet. It's a spontaneity type of thing. Chance meet, they meet, then they hit it off. And by the time they exchange numbers, that's the end of the first act. Again, by the way, this is a short film, not a whole feature, no. By the end of the first act is when they exchange numbers, Actually, no. End of the first act is when she texts him after they exchange numbers. That's when she texts him and says, hey, wanna meet? The protagonist of this being the lady. Bear that in mind. That's the protagonist. That's whose story we're following. So they go meet, they have a good time at the date and have fun time, That's the second act, Act 2A, Part A. Then leading up to the midpoint, where I don't know what I want to have for the midpoint. Conventionally, by the midpoint, it's going to be a things go bad, You're not who I thought you were kind of thing, when they had a lot of fun, Act 2 is usually called the fun and games part of the film. So the start of Act 2 to the midpoint is going to be dates, having fun, laughter, and then we start introducing a bit of character divisions, character clashes, where they start having a bit of problems in their relationship. And then the age-old, you're not who I thought you were, by the midpoint, and then they sort of break up, I guess. And then the girl with her friends, they have a discussion, but he's a nice guy, give him another chance and all that, and then stuff like that. Maturing, I guess, within this realm of the story. And then we get to the third act where they reunite. I love you, be mine forever, all that fanfare stuff. Possibly having a main character who wants love. Yes, she wants love, but then whenever things get tough, she becomes reclusive. And then what she needs to learn is love is about taking that risk. Love is going for it, despite the risk, just taking that leap of faith. That would be an interesting need for the character. I don't have names yet. This is just me spitballing ideas for what a short film could be. On top of that, maybe I should looking at it from the female's perspective has been done before. And then that also informs that she's the main protagonist. Okay, let's stick with that for now. That the point of view we're taking the point of view from the female's perspective, from the girls. Because anything that's taken from a female's perspective is going to be very different from how a male's perspective is going to be. For example, from a female's perspective, in a love type of situation is that she doesn't want to give too much away, but also doesn't want to chase the guy away either. You know, she wants to retain a bit of self without basically, yeah, chasing him away. So our main character or protagonist is the female. I don't have a name for her yet, but I don't know, I'll figure out names later. And then what I would like to probably call this short film, what I'd have to do now is write the treatment for it to check if the story checks out, to check if it makes sense. Because if it doesn't make sense, then I can't really write a script. So I'll just do a treatment to check if the story makes sense. And yeah. And that should probably take most of my day doing, typing up a treatment for a short film. Yeah. Among other treatments I have to do. So yeah, so that's the idea. That's the film idea that I want to explore. That's the short film I want to do. A lady brazenly approaches a guy, knows what she wants, but she's also has that flaw that, hey, when things get tough in a relationship, she wants to pull back, she wants to cut off everyone. So I mean, on the guy's perspective, I have to give him that, make him clingy, yeah. Because it'll directly oppose her usual response. Making the guy clingy means that when she tries to pull away, he's going to keep going after her. It's like, hey, what you doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, that, you know. So for the rest of the day, I'll probably be working on writing this and yeah, trying to develop it further. Fairly speaking, I'm not going to be sharing the process too deeply, because if and when I do make this short film, I'd like it to be a surprise to you guys. I'd like it to be fresh, even though you've seen the behind the scenes part of it. So yeah, that's the plan for the day. Write this short film. Let's go write.